screen that I'm showing now are a few of the apps that Paul did allude to just in his talk then. What I'm going to do is show you a cycle from a customer buying some product, how we can ensure that product is available on hand, how we can buy it in if we need to, and how we can ship it out to them in a timely manner to ensure they get what they need. So I'm going to begin in the sales module. Here we have a filtered list of my quotations. These are all things that I've made. Each individual will have their own list of their quotations in which they are the salesperson. Here's a sale order that I prepared earlier. Odoo allows us to have a customer address, an invoice address, and a delivery address. This means if you've got a company who have multiple locations, you can send the goods to whichever store or location they want you to. In my order lines, we can see here that I've added some product. Odoo is telling me straight away what's happening with these products. For example, we've got nice green icons here for the beach ball, the Blackpool magnet, and the classic tram magnet that I've got on hand. My model tram is in red because I haven't got it, and my bucket and spade isn't giving me any information on this screen. So why is that? What is Odoo trying to do? Let me show you the magnet. If I click into there, we can see that the forecasted stock is 40 and our available is 40. If I click through further, I can see the entire forecast for this warehouse. Odoo allows us to have multiple warehouses. So if you had goods stored in different parts of the country, different parts of the world, you can have different warehouses set up to allow you to manage the stock uniquely per each location. What this forecast is telling us is that we've got some of these products going out, 25.75 on the sale order 7 and 8. They're both going to Blackpool Rock. And then I've got a request for quotation for another 175 to come in. And I've got 10 wanting to go out on my sale order number 9 that we were just looking at. So it's giving you a full picture of all the movements of this stock. I go back to my sales order. We can then look at the bucket and spade. Bucket and spade is set up slightly differently. What we've done is we've decided this is a kit. So we have on hand buckets and we have on hand spades. Combining those together gives us a bucket and spade set. And that tells us what the total is. So out of all of my green buckets and green spades, I can ship out 2,000 right now, and I've got 3,200 coming in. So it combines the information from those products. All the products are set up in a similar way to what we've seen when I've looked at this screen. You decide what the product is, whether it has any variants. In this case, we have colour. The variants are then set up, and that's where they manage the stock on hand for each one. So you're able to manage one master product being the bucket and spade, and then all the individual products within that. Saves you having a great big long list of basically the same thing. I'll go back to my sales order. The final one here, the model tram, showing in red. You can see here when I click on the availability that the forecasted stock is -15. Odoo calculates the forecast by taking the on hand minus anything going out plus anything coming in. So this is probably telling us there's nothing coming in. I've got none available. Let's have a look at the forecast. You can see here that our inventory in hand is 0. It's telling us here there's nothing coming in, but there's 15 going out. And they're going out on sale order number 7, number 8. And then my sale order number 9 also needs 5. So with the pending, we've got -20. Telling us we're going to have to buy some more. Inside the model tram, we can define who we're going to buy it from. We buy it from a traditional toy company. In this case, we have had a minimum and maximum set to 0, which basically saying to us, when you go below your minimum on the forecast, order me back up to 0. What that does is it handles your stock to prevent you from having too much stock on hand, especially for items you can get in quite quickly. If you're not buying these from across the world and got 12-week lead time, potentially you can keep these numbers quite low. On a product where you need to, have more on hand because it takes more time to get, you would change those minimum and maximum quantities. Let's go to our sales order. From here, we can communicate directly with our customer using what we call the chatter, and we can send this to them by email. So they've requested all these products. They may have emailed this in. They might have rung one of the salespeople. You might have been on site with them discussing what they need. And then you can send their quote through so they know what they're getting. This is a templated email that you are able to overtype, so I'll change administrator to Angela. And then I'll hit send. Logging that in the chatter, we can see who it was sent to, and we also get a PDF version of that quotation. The PDF gives a breakdown of who we are, what the address that we're delivering to is, and what the complete order is, and what the total costs are. Your customer can even agree this online by signing and paying for it online. We'll confirm. Upon confirming the order, Odoo does a few things. It automatically tries to get me to create the invoice, because what we want to do is bill our customers for the products that they've ordered to make sure you've got the money in straight away. It creates a delivery to make sure we can ship the products out to them. And it does what we call three-way matching. So we've ordered 100, we've delivered nothing yet, and we've invoiced nothing. This is to make sure that you always deliver an invoice for what the customer wants. It works the opposite way on purchasing. Let's jump out of sales and look into inventory. This is where the people working your goods in and goods out are going to be most of the time. What we can see is we've got central warehouse and warehouse number 2, and this is showing all our products coming in and going out. Here's the order we've just created. Straight away, Odoo is telling us what we've got available of all these products. So right now, I could ship out the beach balls, the magnets, the buckets and spades. If you didn't want to ship anything out before everything was ready, you are also able to set Odoo to allow for that. In this case, what I will do is I'll ship this one. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get somebody to pick it. Picking can be done with a barcode scanner, handheld devices, so people can go around the warehouse and get everything that you need. In the picking operation file, it gives a list of all the products, the quantities, and then where it is. Within each of your warehouses, you can have multiple locations. So if you imagine you've got different areas, like I've got for toys, we've got aisle 1, aisle 2, and the top shelf and the bottom shelf. That allows your staff to know where to go and get the products from. If they had the barcode scanner, that will be displayed on screen. Once they've picked all their products, they can key in the quantities here. If it's maybe different to what you actually got, let's say there was less, and in this case we don't have the model tram, so we'll leave that one on 0, and then we'll validate. Odoo is warning us here that we've done something. You've processed less products than the initial demand. What that's saying is that you've not got your model tram. What do you want to do? If you know you're going to get the tram in and you're going to pass the order on later, you can create a back order. If this is a product that you can't get anymore, it's end of life, you would say no back order. I'll create the back order. So all the products that we have on hand have gone to our customer. The customer's going to be happy, they're getting what they need straight away, and we're just waiting on the tram coming in. In my inventory overview, I've got one back order. This back order is for the product that I need. So how do we get that product in? We already talked about the fact we've got the reorder rule and it's set to 0, 0 to make sure that we keep it right. I didn't order it at that point. What we can see in our operations and replenishment is a list of any products we might need to get and how many we'll need. This is keeping track of that forecast. It's now 20 because it was 15 before and I just sold 5 more. You can choose at this point to order more should you want to. So it's telling us you need 20, but you might think, well, I've got quite a few people around. There's a lot of events going on in town this next few weeks. I'm going to order some more. So we'll put 30. We can then press order once, or we could automate this. I've got a lot of reorder rules already set to automatically go through based upon my minimum and maximum. But if you want to control it, you don't have to have it do that. In this case, I'll just order these. Odoo tells me it's created purchase order number 16. I can either go to that from here, or I can jump back to my app switcher and go into purchase. All the screens within Odoo start looking the same. You start recognizing things, the buttons are always up in the top left, your action buttons are there to know what you're doing. It's very user-friendly. We can see here that I've got quite a few RFQs. An RFQ is a request for quotation. So whenever any of our products have triggered to say that they've gone below that minimum and maximum, they will show in here. So it'll come, it'll find the supplier, it'll find the price that we've already got, and it'll create that RFQ. Let's go into this one. This is for the model tram, so it's got the 30, and now we have a price from our traditional toy company. If you wanted to check that price with them, maybe send an email and say, I'm ordering 30 this time, can I get a better price? You can again send by email. Sending by email gives us another template. And from here again, you can overtype it or choose a different template, and it does attach on a PDF version of what we're asking for. So what we're saying is, can I have a price for this? We'll send it over to our supplier. As with everything, Odoo's logged that in the chatter, so we know when the order was created, when the email was sent, and what the statuses are. It's automatically moved us from an RFQ to RFQ sent. From the list view, we can see that as a different status icon here. When the supplier comes back, hopefully with a better price, you might need to overkey that price. I'll put 8 in because they can give us 50 pence off. You can agree with your supplier what the arrival date is going to be. We can also track how good they are at getting things to you on time based upon what they've said. So if you've got 2 suppliers of the same product and one has a very poor on-time delivery, you might negotiate a better price with them because you say, well, you're always late, or you've been late this many other times. Odoo is tracking that in a chart for you. So I've got 100% on-time delivery. You can drill down into that a bit more as well. Once we've confirmed the order, again, Odoo is creating a receipt for you. This is over in the inventory side. Three-way matching is working in the same way. We've got the quantity, the received, and the billed. If you were billed for these products before you received them, or if you were billed for more products than you received, Odoo is going to give a warning and say, don't pay this bill, there's an error in it, please check. Let's go back over to our inventory. Now I've got one receipt to process in my central warehouse. If I come into it, the guys working in that area can see the schedule date for when things are due to arrive. This allows them to plan the space that you might need in the warehouse, ensure you've got the right staff on if you've got a big container coming from abroad. You can even get this down to the minute of when it's due to arrive if you've had a phone call from the driver to say we're on the way. This is very similar to the way we delivered. Once you're in this screen, again, using the barcode scanners, staff can go and pick. They can receive it in, open the boxes, mark everything is done and put it away. Now this product is slightly different. If I click validate now, it warns me you need to supply a lot and serial number for this product. This is because it's a product we want to track. To do that, we need to click into here and define what that lot and serial number is. You can even break it down to different quantities. So if we say there's 15 on that lot number, and then we'll put 15 on this lot number as well. You can decide where you want to put them. By default, this product has a location it lives in within the warehouse, and that's on the toy shelf at the bottom. You might think, well, I know that I've got some products already ready to go. People have ordered them. You might not choose not to put it away on the shelf. You might say, let's just put it in the main warehouse, and then we can pull from there to cross-stock it straight out to those orders. And we'll just change that to 10 and 20, just to make that work. And then we can validate, say we put that away. Back in our purchase order for that product, we can now see that our quantity ordered and received match. So if we receive a bill for that, we're going to be quite happy that it matches. So I'll create the bill now. A bill date in of today and confirm. On the three-way matching, we've now got the quantity, the received and the billed. They're all the same. You don't need to worry about this order anymore. I'll go back to my inventory overview. You can see now my back order is in a status of ready. So as soon as the products arrived to fulfill this order for my model tram, the status moved. It said that it was done by me because I did the last transaction on the product, and it's moved it to ready. So if you imagine there's an ever-changing in and out of all your stock, these things are going to be updating as you go throughout the day. The staff can then go pick and pack and get the products moved as quick as possible. Just clicking into this icon here, Odoo has automatically picked the product that's come in first. Now I changed the other one to the other warehouse. Let me see if I can find that one. Okay, I'm just going to ship that one. I'm going to do 5 from that lot number. If you needed to change it, if when they picked it, it was a different lot number, you can select that on that list there. We can then validate to say that's on the way. To tell the customer what you've got, you're able to print a delivery slip as well. On a delivery slip, it will include information about what we've sent. On the first delivery slip, if I just jump back to the number 16, this is the one that I created the back order from. It shows all the other products as well. So they will have received 2 delivery slips with the 2 packages showing everything that they've ordered in their sales order. So the customer's fully informed all the way. We can have a customer portal so they can log in and have a look at these orders as they're going through the process. Any communication in the chatter will go back and forth to them directly. Let's go back to our sales order. Here we can see that it's showing our quantity ordered and our quantity delivered matches. You may then want to create an invoice. But how do we know how many other products need invoicing at the same time? Key thing is to make sure we're invoicing our customers. Inside the sales, we have an icon here to invoice. We can see orders to invoice. We can see that all of these are waiting to be invoiced by the accounts team. They can either select them and hit create invoices, or they can go into them each individually. When we've got consolidated billing ticked, it would mean that if the company is the same, so Blackpool Rock, we can see here in the second and third one, they will get one invoice rather than two. If you want to keep them separate, you can untick that box. It gives you complete flexibility of how you want to handle the billing too. I go into the one from a model tram, we can see they've got some other products on there that we've ordered in the past, and we can confirm. To get an overview of everything that we've just done, obviously we've gone into various different apps. In reality, it wouldn't be one person jumping from sales to purchase to inventory, unless you're a one-man team, of course. But if you wanted to see an overview of what's going on with all your products, we have dashboards. Inside the dashboards, we look at the logistics section. We can see all information about how much we've purchased, how many orders, what the average order amount is, and what our lead time to receive is. We can see the countries that everything's coming from, and we can see what our top request quotations are at the moment. We can see who our top vendors are and what they're charging us and how many orders we've got. And then we can also see our inventory on hand. So if you wanted to, rather than going into each product like I went in before and showed some forecast information, you can see information at product level straight away in this dashboard. If you want to drill down into it a bit more, into the wooden tower, for example, you can click onto that, it adds a filter, and it shows the top locations where it is and how many we've got on hand, what we've got reserved. You can see if there's any lots and serial numbers related to that product. In this case, there isn't. If I go back to, let's see if I can find, it's not a top product. Let me search for my tram. You can see the information about that. We've got an inventory value, so we know how much we've got and what it's worth on hand right now. We know where it is. We can see the serial numbers related to it, how many are reserved, how many are on hand. So straight away from a dashboard, from a management point of view, you're able to see information about your products. We've then also got information on inventory flow. So we've got the average cycle time. So how quickly are products coming in and moving out? If we've got any things that are stalling, do we need to maybe not sell those anymore? We can see how many we've moved, and you can obviously change filters. We're on 90 days at the moment. You could do year to date, last 7 days, etc. You can pick which warehouse you want to look at this from. So you're starting to see detailed information about all your products straight away from a very simple to use dashboard. Thank you very much.